Welcome back to Auto Amateur. I'm James. After owning this car for a year or more, I am finally getting to the performance mods. And we're going to be kicking it off by getting some more power out of this baby using a Softronic tune that I got from Soul Performance Products. Let's go check it out.
Launch control, baby.
So what is an ECU tune and why should you care? Let's answer the second question first. You should care because for about $1,500, you can squeeze loads more power out of a car like this 991.2. And this model in particular, with its twin turbo engine, you get a lot more bang for your buck by giving it a simple engine tune. Here, when we look at the dyno later, we're hopefully going to be seeing gains of over 100 horses and 100 foot-pounds of torque. That's sort of getting beyond the S trim and getting close to GTS and the turbo. Isn't that fantastic? For this amount of money, I can get myself easily a Carrera S. Well, the engine in this 991.2 base is exactly the same as the engine that's not only in the S, but also the GTS. The difference is in the tune and the turbos and a couple of other bolt-ons that you could easily add to this platform. Many people have described this 991.2 as the hidden gem or sweet spot of the 911 in recent years. And I fully believe it because having added this tune, it is incredible how much different this car is to drive. It has like a slightly different personality, double shot of espresso, and the power just gets delivered so much faster. Now, for all of the theory around tuning and the different brands, Cobb and APR and Eurocharged and of course Softronic, the brand that I have, there are loads more resources out there, better equipped to tell you about them than I am. But this is essentially referred to as a stage 1 tune, which means it's a relatively straightforward job. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Flat6 Motorsports down in Florida have actually packaged upgrade options for this particular variant, the 991.2. Go check out their website and you can see all of the different things that they can do to get you up to, I'm hoping to get to about 500 horses here and 500 foot-pounds of torque. They can get you to 6 to 7 or even 800 horses or more out of this platform, and the engine can withstand it. It's absolutely phenomenal. But in today's video, we're gonna be doing the DIY, we're gonna be doing a butt dyno test, and then we're gonna actually be getting it on the real dyno. So let's go check it out.
First, we're going to prep the device that came with the kit. It plugs in with a USB cable, and please note that you have to use a Windows laptop. It won't work with Mac. Once you plug it in, you'll see the device start up and you can get started. There's an app that you need to download and install on your Windows machine before you can do anything else. And one thing that I really want to stress is that you have to make sure that the software and firmware on the device is fully up to date before the process can begin. In fact, it's probably worth trying to update it a second time once the first update is completed, just to make sure that it's taken. It'll save you a lot of time later on as you're trying to upload and download tune files and seeing mixed results. Now your software's up to date, you can take the other cable that was provided in the box, connect it to the other end of the device, and now we'll go and move into the garage and start downloading the factory tune file. Now we're with the car, this is where the fun begins. You're going to need your key so that you can move the ignition to the first position, or second, depending on how you start counting, but one click to the right. You're not going to turn your engine on, but you are going to turn the power to the ignition on at varying stages in this process. You're going to use the cable provided to plug it into the port, which in the Porsche is underneath the steering column at the bottom above where the clutch pedal is. Follow the instructions on the device. It's going to be a lot of pressing OK, waiting, turning on the ignition, turning it off, pressing OK again. But what you're doing here is the device is reading all of the settings, the factory settings on the ECU, and making a copy of the current tune file that's on your car. You're going to then upload this to Softronic. They're going to review it and then send you back another tune file. Keep pressing OK until the operation is complete, and then we'll move back into the office where we're going to send the file over to Softronic. Now that we've got the factory tune copied down from the ECU, we're going to plug our device back into the laptop. We're going to take the file using the app off the device and then into a format which we can attach to an email and send over to Softronic. You just need to follow the instructions on screen, select the file, and you're away to go. Once you've emailed over your factory tune to Softronic, they typically turn around your new tune file within 1 to 2 business days. It'll come attached to an email in a zip file. You just need to save it to a location on your hard drive, unzip the file, and then run the routine through the app to upload the new zip file to the device. Once you've done this, you'll see success noted on the app as well as on the device. You're going to press OK and then unplug it, and then we go back to the car. Now we've got the factory tune on the device. We're going to use the device connected to the car to get it installed in the ECU. Before you do anything, make sure that your battery is connected to a stabilized power source. If you don't have a true stabilized power source, I have used my own battery tender to make sure that at least the battery has some kind of backup power. I didn't experience any power fluctuations or any issues, but they do recommend that you try and have it connected to a stabilized power source. Once again, just follow the instructions on the device and be prepared to turn your ignition to the first click to turn the power onto the ignition and off and on again several times. This entire process took about 20 minutes. It's a little nerve-wracking knowing that you're uploading software onto your car, but just be patient and you'll get the right results. Now the tune is installed, it's time for the butt dyno. Let's get this car out on the road and see what it's like. All right, let's do it.
Just the difference in the throttle response is immediately apparent. I can't say if this is what it's like for all tunes, but this Softronic tune that I've got, I've heard it's really good. Not necessarily the best. Everybody talks about how good the Cop tune is, or the Eurocharge tune. But this, even just like this, I can tell the difference. The car is immediately more responsive. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a standing start. I mean, come on. Obviously, we're gonna do a standing start. Launch control, baby. Definitely, it's had a personality change. I'm repeating myself now, but this car was a lot faster stock than my 991.1, and I could feel that power almost immediately. But now it's had a double shot of espresso and it's not messing around. Let's do that again. God, and the Porsche sports exhaust, I've got to give it credit. It sounds incredible. Oh my God, my brain is being pulled back through my throat and pushed out of my ears and all sorts. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Oh, well, we're gonna get stuck behind the truck here, but who cares? Because we're gonna skin this truck. Like this. Oh. Well, for, you know, what was $1,400 or so, courtesy of Soul Performance Products, this tune is worth every penny. When you look at a base versus an S model, and you're looking at a difference of around $10,000, $12,000, and you want it to be faster, and you want that extra power, just unlock the hidden potential that the base offers by giving it a stage 1 tune.
Before we sign off for another video, let's just try and interpret those results a little bit. What we're seeing there on the graph at Minnesota Performance is the horsepower to the wheel, WHP. That's what the dyno is reading. The dyno is touching the wheels and all of the readings are coming from the power that's coming from the wheels to the dyno. Now, power is lost from the engine to the crank and from the crank down to the wheels. So this really isn't an exact science, but essentially I could put this on 2 or 3 different dynos and get 2 or 3 different results, all probably within around 10 or 20 or 30 horsepower or so. So it's dynoing here at 395. It might dyno at 390 on another platform. It might dyno as high as 410 or 420 on another platform. But what does that mean ultimately for the power that's coming out of the engine? It means that as advertised, I am probably getting around the high 400s from this engine, which is over 100 horses different from factory, which is more than enough right now. Maybe I'll want more in the future. I probably will. But right now for $1,400, an extra 100 horses and the additional torque, incredible. I'm so happy I've done this mod. Now again, I'm not getting into all of the technicalities. I am by no means an expert, but just looking at the butt dyno results alone, this car has been transformed with this tune. Absolutely incredible. Now, This is the first in a beginning of a performance series that I'm doing here at Auto Amateur. And you might see in the background that I've got a couple of additional little toys that I'm going to be playing with here in the car. Some of them squarely performance, other related to performance. So related, I've got a carbon fiber rear diffuser that's going to be going on shortly. That's actually been up on the top of the cabinets for the best part of a year. I haven't gotten around to installing it yet, but they're going to be going on. I've got a set of HR springs that are going to be bringing the car's ride height down by about ½ an inch, maybe. Andy Gorn out there from Last Rasp and many others are rejoicing that I will no longer have this factory Safari ride height. In addition to that, I've got intake pipes, lighter weight intake pipes from TiAL. I've got diverter valves coming from Flat6 Motorsports. I've got a plenum coming from IPD and a few other little gizmos and gadgets that are going to be coming along in the next couple of weeks and months as I really focus on getting the most out of this 991.2. I hope you stay with me. I'm really excited. All of them are going to involve an unboxing video and a DIY video so that you can do these yourselves. If I can do them, anyone can do them. And then we'll get into the before and after and just see what the results really are. All right, guys, like, subscribe. Thanks again for checking in with me, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.
Launch control, baby.